Decorated by the Vice President Kashim Shettima alongside his wife, and he has said, well, he's getting ready. He feels like a lion on the inside, ready to devour criminals and criminality. He was decorated alongside his wife. He was decorated alongside the vice president. Rather, the vice president decorated him. Supported by his wife. And in attendance at that decoration was the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, the Imo State Governor who doubles as chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum, Hope Uzodinma. The Chief of Staff to the President was also there, Femi Gbajabiamila, SGF, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume was there as well. Well, he is going to be taking over at about 11 a.m. this morning. That's according to him. That's like 2 hours from now. He should assume office fully as acting Inspector General of Police. It would be even his predecessor, Kali Baba Ahmed, was there yesterday. At his decoration, and he goes on to say he's ready. He's ready. It feels like a lion and like a tiger, ready to devour crime and criminality.
And I'm looking forward to taking over tomorrow morning by 11 a.m. I really can't describe how I feel presently, but if I have to tell you anything, I will tell you that right now, I feel like a tiger inside of me, ready to chase away all the criminals in Nigeria. And some other time, I feel like a lion in me, ready to devour all the enemies, internal enemies of Nigeria. That's my feeling right now.
And that's the acting IGP, acting Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, speaking there. He feels like a lion, like a tiger, ready to devour criminality. And well, how ready is he? He has said he has told you how ready he is, but would he be able to accomplish this? Isn't that what all the people have said in the past, that they're ready to fight criminality and bring it to a halt? Looking at internal security, it is the responsibility of the police to maintain law and order and ensure the safety of lives and property in Nigeria. Everything that has to do with security within the country is not the responsibility of the army, but that of the police. We'll be joined in by CP Emmanuel Ojukwu, retired, who is going to be speaking with us and sharing thoughts with us on some of the issues this morning. He is a security consultant, law enforcement analyst, a psychologist, and PR practitioner. He's going to be speaking with us as soon as we establish contact with him. But in the meantime, what are your thoughts on this? The security architecture. This is one of the first times that we're seeing the National Security Advisor coming from the police. What would this mean? Would this actually drive the kind of seriousness that we need in Nigeria, Nigeria's security architecture and all of that? Would it be able to, with the NSA as a police officer, because of how we made the office of the NSA look, it seems like, that the military and the army and the likes would not be able to accord him the respect that's needed. But then we understand as well, recently we've come to understand, Nigerians need to understand rather, that the office of the NSA has nothing to do with being a military person or not. It's an intelligence office, and an office that coordinates all sectors of the economy to a large extent, ensuring that there's no breach of security at all. I hope to have joined me CP Emmanuel Ojukwu, retired. As soon as we're able to establish contact with him, we'll get him in and we'll get to share thoughts. Now share your thoughts with us at 09073530044 and 09087668888. That is 09073530044 and 09087668888. You can send SMS and WhatsApp messages to 09097054450. Now, another aspect of the conversation this morning would border on the provision of accommodation for National Assembly members. That's one issue that needs to be, discussed, and we need to find ways around this. The federal government may be voting about 24 billion naira for accommodation for National Assembly members over the next 4 years, about 5.8 billion naira annually for accommodation of National Assembly members. Good morning, CP Emmanuel Ojukwu. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
We're glad that you've joined in this morning. Quickly, let's get to this conversation. We're talking about the new IGP and the expectations, on him. Lots of Nigerians expect that with the new IGP saying that he's ready, he feels like a lion, ready to devour criminality and all. There's a lot of expectations. The country has seen a high level of insecurity in the past few years. What are your thoughts on, his capacity to fight insecurity and bring it to a halt in the country?
Okay, thank you for having me. The acting IG, Kayode Botokun, is somebody who is well-read. He has a PhD, and he has been trained in all the departments of Nigeria Police. He's been in operations, he's been in administration, he's been in investigation. So he comes on board with such a pedigree of good preparation. And as you said, when preparation meets an opportunity, there will be success. I expect him to take headlong the issue of police morale. The police morale has been low since the NSAS, where the police were brutalized and some of them eaten, they were killed. So morale has been low. And if they coming up, I expect him to still up the ante in that regard. Above all, one cannot succeed in policing a community without the active collaboration and support of that community. As somebody who is a grassroots man, I expect you will be into good partnership with members of the public in every sphere, the organized private sector, the students, the academia, and the rest of them, so that we can get good information and good collaboration, so that we can get policing properly situated in Nigeria. It's not about kinetic. I heard him saying he came as a lion prepared to devour criminality. There must be public cooperation. And the police is not just about shoot down, arrest, and all that. The police needs to prevent crime. And you cannot prevent crime except the members of the public partner with you. You cannot prevent crime except you have the wherewithal, the equipment, the technology to do so. So I expect that the government will give him all the cooperation he needs and give him the equipment he needs to make sure Nigeria returns to a safe and secure place.
Now, you mentioned morale of the police over the period. Now, what do you expect? There's monies voted for policing in the country. Many people say, like many analysts have said, that the number of policemen that we have in the country is not enough to police a country of 200 million people, going by the UN standards and all. Also, those in the police will tell you that as few as they are not well taken care of. You talk about police welfare. Even the accommodation of police officers is something. The barracks are nothing to write home about. We have a situation where police people literally, take care of themselves by getting on the streets to fend for themselves in that regard. The pay is nothing to write home about. Do you think that this IGP, the acting IGP, will be able to drive, this issue of welfare of the police within this short period, before he is even made substantive IGP?
Okay. The issue of police morale has been low over the years due to neglect by successive governments. Nigerian governments have not looked at the police kindly. The Qatari police humiliated them. The police in Nigeria are the least paid in the whole of Africa. We are the largest in Africa, though not a lot. The second place is nothing to write home about. The former president, Muhammad Buhari, increase police pay by 20%. That is a good one, but there's still a long way to go in terms of police motivation. You mentioned barrack accommodation and other areas of welfare. Yes, the last administration of IGP Alkali Baba began renovating barracks and building new ones. I expect this one to also, this new IG, to up the ante, continue along that trajectory, let policemen have good accommodation, not just where they live, but also where they work. If where they work is dilapidated, forgotten and rotten, like a junkyard, mechanic workshop, you don't expect much from them. It is the comfort you have that you give. So if the person is very, very bad, but I do expect they will be improved, and when they improve, police services will also improve. Issue of number of policemen. We can never have enough policemen in this country. We are 200 million plus. We don't even know how many we are actually. We may never have enough policemen. What police does is to augment, complement with technology. Where you have technology, you have such areas, drones and all that. The last administration began to acquire drones, unmanned area vehicles. The more of them we have, and the more of control centers you have, those areas will perform as police work, but are not policemen. We need such more technology to be put in place so as to augment the number of policemen we have to do the work. Even the ones we have, we need to be properly trained. Police have a strong scandalous deficiency in training due to poor funding. The police equipment trust fund, the police trust fund should be encouraged, should be motivated, should be impressed upon by Nigerians to perform this mandate by getting the police properly trained and properly equipped. But then again, you cannot train someone who is untrainable. The recruitment process has to be properly done. I'm happy the last administration of IG Ali Alkali Baba began to make a good rapprochement with the Police Service Commission, so that those to be employed to be admitted to Nigeria Police with persons of character, so they don't spend so much time correcting bad eggs, and giving the police a bad image. So recruitment, training, welfare, the government cooperates, and I know they will cooperate. Let's all have a good police in this country.
Interesting. Let's talk about the IGP's tenure. The immediate past IGP, Alkali Baba, was said to have overstayed on account of retirement age. Currently, we see the acting IGP was born in 1964. Also, he joined the force in 1990, which would make 35 years by 2035 or so, 2025 or so. And people is looking at this and saying, wow, would he have the time to be able to deliver? And would we also have a situation like we had with Alkali Baba, where, you know, the Police Service Commission Act and all of that came into play, where people are saying he has overstayed, he should have gone based on retirement, but then he has a tenure of 4 years to be IGP. What do you make of this argument, and do you see that the acting IGP would make the period that would be needed for him to stay in office to actually drive some of these reforms that you're talking about?
Yeah, thank you for that. The Constitution of Nigeria, Section 215, says our president will appoint the President of Police based on the advice of the Police Council. Our problem is that the Police Council doesn't do that. What the Police Council does is to ratify the appointment made by the President. So there are issues of not following the details of the law there. But all it says that the President will appoint somebody from among 7 members of the police. He didn't put age there. He did not put the rank. He said among 7 members. But for the first time in the history of this country, 2 years ago, we had the Police Act of 2020. The former act was an act of 1943. For so many years, Nigerians didn't think of giving to themselves an act, a law to guide their policing. So the Police Act 2020 came into being as just a few years ago. So it is still a work in progress. In the Police Act, it was approved that the IG will have a tenure of 4 years. But there was a contradiction in that act that still mentioned that whoever will be IG, somebody will be an IG until he gets 35 years of service or 40 or 50 years of age. If that section is removed, the IG will have a good tenure of 4 years. To be in line with the Constitution, which the President will appoint a serving member. There are issues of law that are still being debated. And that case, there was a judgment recently. But I know it's a work in progress as time goes on. This IG has not come on board. When we get to the bridge, I don't know, cross it. Before he leaves, maybe the police hour will be amended and the better thing should be done. It's important for an IG to have a tenure, to have a period to execute his policies, execute his plans, not just cut and go. He comes 1 month, stays 2 months, he's fired or on Twitter, or he has to go. We need continuity in the job of heading the policing of this nation. The police have suffered a lot of rot, a lot of damage, a lot of neglect. Whoever is at the head of affairs should be given good time and should be supported by Nigerians to make the police better. If the police is good, Nigerian democracy will be good, because the police is to promote and protect democracy. When we toy with it, bring somebody today and fire him tomorrow, we keep creating problems for ourselves, keep shooting ourselves on the foot, and Nigerians are not the better for it. So each of tenure should probably look at and regularize so as to give whoever is IG good time to deliver for Nigerians.
Well said. Now, let's talk about internal security. We've been talking about this over time, and people have said, look, the job of internal security is the responsibility of the police, not the army. Now we've seen that the new National Security Advisor is from the police. He was a member of the force, an officer of the law with the police for many years. Do you think that at this point, the issue of policing would be in the forefront, to see that police is adequately taken care of, the police is well equipped to manage internal security of the country?
The National Security Advisor is a clearinghouse. He doesn't make decisions for policing or for national security. He advises the president. He collects intelligence from all the arms of government, all the security arms of government, and advises the president. The president is the overall. He is the commander-in-chief. He is the head of all the security agencies, because it's an executive president. For many years, we have erroneously militarized every position in this country. Militarize them. By having military in every key segment of our social life, economic life, and even political life. That has not been good for us. The issue of security is not about war, kill. No. There's a lot in national security. Food is involved in national security. Safety, ecology is involved in national security. The issue of criminality is involved in national security. It's not all the time about killing, bringing down, bombing, and all that. No. And it has never worked. Over the years, we've had military men occupying national NSA office, and we are still at war among ourselves. We still have issues in the south-south, in the southeast, in the north-central, northwest, northeast. All over this country, Nigeria has been on the precipice. We're about to collapse and go down. The NSA office has not done that what should be. Whoever is there, and we have a retired officer there now, his job is not about policing. His job is to advise the president on security issues. He has to cooperate with other arms of all the security arms and to work in harmony with them for Nigeria to be safe. The kinetic approach of confronting terrorism head-on, something made terrorism to begin to happen. Boko Haram did not just arrive from the blues. Something gave back to it. If you deal with what feels it, if you deal with the predisposing factors, which may not be criminal, if you deal with such, they could be religious, they could be radicalism, they could be resentment. There are many things happening in this country that people take for granted, and you tell somebody cannot do anything. The one thing a man can tell another man is I cannot do anything. If that man kills himself, I tell you, he has done something. If that man kidnap a school girl anywhere in Nigeria, he has done something. He can embarrass this country in many ways. What the security advisor should do, national security, would need to look at issues as they're coming, meet them in the board, and provide an environment for every Nigerian to free to live wherever he chooses, free to do whatever job that is legitimate in this country, free to express himself, free to enjoy the free air and the resources God has given this country. If you're able to do all that, we have national security, not killing our people every day.
Well said. Now, quickly, let's touch on what your expectations would be, what you would want the National Security Advisor and all of the chief of the army chiefs appointed. As a person who's been in the business of security for a very long time, what do you think they should be doing at this time? They've really recently been appointed. The IGP, the acting IGP, will be taking office in about 2 hours officially, in less than 2 hours from now. What do you expect them to? How do you expect them to hit the ground running?
One cannot hit the ground running except you look at the status of his car. You have to look at the vehicle, look at the engine, put water in the engine, check the oil and all that. Is the car ready to move? One is to do a baseline. They need to sit down with the think tank and agree on where Nigeria stands today. Except you know where you are, you may not know where you are going. You need to know where you are taking off from. What are the conditions? What are the issues that are burning? What are the things that lead to those issues? They need to have a think tank and this that these are issues on ground. Then, gentlemen, how do we deal with these issues coming from our various segments? These are arms of government funded by Nigerian people, approved by Nigerian people to guarantee their safety, their wealth, and their welfare. They need to understand what are the situation on the ground. They need to plan. I'm talking about strategic plan. And you cannot do strategic plan except you understand what is on ground. You need to know what is on ground, then know what they need to get the vehicle off, to get the vehicle off the ground, to get moving. What are the key success factors? What do we need to get Nigeria to be a safe place? Articulate all of these things and pass them to the chief executive, the president, making such forms to get the things provided for them to provide. And then how do we measure our performance? If we still want to reduce this, how do we know we have done that? So those are things they should put on ground. I'm talking about an action plan on ground before they take off. It's not good after you have shot somebody, you begin to aim. No, you have to aim first and then you shoot. That issue of aiming is to plan. How do we get these things done before we hit the ground running? I expect that in the first few days of the assumption of office, they should continue to think tank and listen to opinions. They should read papers and listen to analysts. Hire people, those they call third-party advocates. They are experts outside of those their systems. The military, they are experts outside of the military. There are experts outside of the police. Consult them, pay them money, get ideas from them so that we can succeed as a country. If they succeed, then we succeed. All of us will be happy. Nigeria is not a happy place right now. So the onus is on them to do the proper thing and to get good results.
I'd love to pick your thoughts on this. So 2 days ago, Sari Dokubo, an ex-militant, was at the State House, Aso Villa, and held a press, conference or so, where he had said that his men had been hired, providing security along the Abuja-Kaduna corridor, and that his men had been the ones who have wiped out the insurgents around that corridor. What do you make of such a statement, and what do you make of, the states resorting to non-state actors and mercenaries, like that, in providing security for the state?
No, the act of providing security for a nation is a collective responsibility. It is not just the job of the police or the military so to do. The services have always relied upon, they've always engaged the services of what they call non-state actors or informal policing systems, like the man talking on television. I saw him, I saw other, and I heard his claims. Well, there's no offense, somebody can promote himself and say he's this or he's this. I think it's marketing his strategy, marketing himself to show that in this new government, they should also make him relevant. It's up to the think tank of the government to realize, to know whether to continue to use such a person who is trying to demarcate our security architecture. No. I don't think that's the right way to go. If you are selling your market, you are selling your services, don't go and demarcate others and say they are rubbish. What you say there means that the military and rest of them in the services, we are doing nothing that is the new sheriff in town, which I don't think is true. Somebody brought him in to assist in some areas, which is allowed anywhere in the world. Policing, internal security involves so many sectors who are not formal. You can hire them to get things done, and they get paid for that. But when they claim that they are not the overall, no, somebody give them the leeway, the platform to perform. They must acknowledge that platform. So it's up to the present government to know how to put their acts in order. And we have such a contractor is claiming more than or biting on where he can chew, they don't know where to put a stop.
Very well said. I'd love to talk. We'd love to talk about state police and the issue of state police again shortly. Just stay with us. The conversation continues here. This is your radio experience you can count on, and we've been talking, policing in the country with the. The appointment of IGP Kayode Egbetoku, acting IGP Kayode Egbetoku. My guest has been CP Emmanuel Ojukwu, retired, who is a law enforcement analyst, a psychologist, PR practitioner, and also a teacher. He's been sharing thoughts with us here on what we need to know and how to go about all of the security issues we're dealing with. Keep it here. The conversation continues.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Betway is your gateway to an entire theme park of gaming excitement. A whirlpool of wonder where your favorite games come to life. From Hot Fruit to Dream Carja, from Gonzo's Quest to Aviator, where you can take the skies across a world of possibility, all from the palm of your hand. Sign up today at betway.com.ng. Terms and conditions apply. No under 18. Bet responsibly.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
And the conversation continues. This is your radio experience you can count on. Thank you so much for staying with us. Time now at 9:31, and we are talking, our state of insecurity in our country with my guest, Commissioner of Police Emmanuel Ojukwu, retired, who is the Executive Director, Echo Charlie Consultancy Services Limited. He is a law enforcement analyst, a psychologist, a PR practitioner, and a teacher. You definitely know that he knows what he's saying if you've been listening. Now, CP Ojukwu, let's quickly talk about state police. That's been an issue that's been, has generated a lot of controversy in the polity, with the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, who is one that is believed, has spoken, a couple of times about state police. And do you see this coming to, do you see a situation where there's maybe a constitutional review to allow for state police? And do you think that state police would serve, in reducing the state of insecurity in our country?
Okay, we Nigerians made the constitution, even though it's debatable. And they put in 214 that there shall be one single police force for Nigeria. So this constitution has been amended a number of times. And I expect that those who are clamoring for state police should run through it and get it done to remove that clause, to amend that section 214, to allow states to own their police forces as they have not allowed states to generate electricity, even run, I think, railway or so and all that. They remove something from the exclusive list to the concurrent. Issue of police is in the exclusive list of the federal government. But security is concurrent. Every state governor is the chief security officer of the state. So if he establishes a police force, he may not call it police force. As we do have now, almost all the states have what looks like a police force, but it's not called police force. And what is police? Act of securing their people. Many governments, many state governments do have them already, but they want them to be armed. They want them to be called state police. If the government is amended, so be it, all of us are wrong with it. But the issue is, many of them, in my estimation, are looking for state police for their selfish reasons. I stand to be corrected. I stand to be corrected. There are a number of them who have armed militants, who have armed scouts, who have armed, maybe it's a bad word to say, never do well, giving their arms to fight for them to get political ascendancy. And they use these people, they become untouchable. When they get into office, these boys still continue to do their bad jobs. I can tell you, my friends and listeners, if we have a chance, we stand the risk of having the heads of these related elements, we having the heads of these area boys, having the heads of these scouts who are now armed. Then they head the police forces of those states if it comes to this. And then they will use them to pursue their selfish ends, to deal with their specific political opponents. We are aware in this country, there are states, even till today, where the opposition and the muzzled, where the opposition are being hounded, even using the federal police and using the state apparatus headed by these governors to put people in check. That is my fear about that. But I don't know that if we have proper training, if we have proper recruitment process, if we follow rule of law, if a law is made in a state that they should have a state police, let them set the parameters, the criteria of appointment, the pros and cons, the checks and balances, how to control that police from being a Frankenstein monster that will devour the people. If such is done, and if the men or officers employed in that police force are properly trained, Nigerian police force today are not being properly trained, and that's why we're having problems. If you kill state police and you train them properly, and they answer to the people and not to the governor, then I can vote for it anytime. But right now, my fear is that some of those